Hello, classmates. So, welcome back to my review of the month. I know it's been quite some times, but today will be Danmachi, a anime that I have watched since season one. So, I'm quite knowledgeable about this anime, just the anime, not the light novel part, because don't have much time to read and all of that. But now let's go to the review. So I think the first season was excellent, even though they had some problems, especially with the MC and the setting was a little bit too confusing. And the thing about leveling up and needing the godness and all of that, I know it's a bit overwhelming because if you start the match from season one, as you should start from season one, it's really overwhelming, and that's the feeling I had when I started watching the match. The action scenes are pretty cool, and they're actually very smooth compared to other seasonal animes. I think that is the case, but from what I remember, because I watched, I think in 2019, so it's been 5 years from now on. So I don't know if I remember correctly, but the minute I think Lily was the little chibi character. She's like a lolly, but it's very cunning, if you know what I mean. And I think to the and Wolf. I don't remember his name well, but he was like very cool blacksmith, and he had some beef with, I think it was, oh, Hephaestus. Hephaestus, I think was her name. And Lily had some problems with dealing with money and all of that, but that's just normal. And all of that, I think season one was pretty flesh out in the characters and not much in the world building. And that's one of the themes that I get from the anime. A lot focus on the characters and less on the world building. I have watched some videos about the lore because I enjoy the lore of this anime, and the lore of the match is actually pretty dense. Not as dense as Overlord or ReZero, but pretty dense in some aspects. And I know it's gonna bore some people because it's about levels and godness and political affairs in the city. And I understand why they did not put that in the anime. Now for the second season, and just before I forget, the fight of the Minotaur and Bell in the last scene in the last couple of episodes was extremely good. Was smooth and was very nice in Bell fight for his familia and all of that. Now for season two, there was a extremely fell off. I think in terms of writing, not saying the writing was bad, I just say that it was just a little stale, and the whole thing was felt like a filler episode for the next season. But I will talk about that later in the video, because the problem with the second season was that a lot of fan servers. I quite enjoy in some places like interspecies reviewers or high school DxD, but here in the match it could be proven, it could have been a better way to put it all together, because the fan service in the first season was pretty tame and quite cute, I think I would say, but season 2 was very in the face of this fan service. And I don't think there was a problem, but the characters when did not go with my expectations of the season. And there was this was quite sad because I always look forward for Danmachi and watching, and that's why I'm making this review, because episode season 5 already came out, I think a couple of days ago, and that's why I'm making this review. And that was one of the problems that I have season 2. Not much to talk about other than Haruhime gets it to the group and Freya kills the goddess. I don't know. I don't really, Ishtar. Her name is Ishtar, and nothing pretty much differs from now on. Nor even character development was pretty nice. And season three, oh, now season three is a whole new level because they tap a little bit into the lore with the lolly monster characters, and her development was pretty cute. Her seeing hurt Belle, then Belle like adopts her as her daughter or something like that, and that was actually pretty nice for season three. As you know, I don't read the light novel, so I don't know if they miss or they skipped some parts, but it was extremely nice watching this season better than season two. And the thing about the I think the traffickers and the new entrance to the maze, to the dungeon, it was a pretty nice thing for the writers to put on because season two almost made me quit the match in all of sense because if they kept the same level of detail and they kept the same level of characters they have in season one, I would stick it. But season three really shines in all of the aspects, and I think that was a pretty nice comparison between season three and season two. Season two was actually horrible, and season three actually made me feel like the importance of the side characters, especially I think Rio Haruhime. I don't know. She's just like power buff and not a lot of character development. And I think the the Japanese inspired clan familia that started is here too, but I don't really see a lot of things that you could put them in. So that's really sad. Oh, and I forgot to talk about the Amazon girl, the sex one, and I think the elf girl, super powerful elf girl too. And that was actually a nice development in their part, but a lot about politics in the city. And when we see that, when I think I don't remember the name of the little girl, monster girl, that she went on a rampage, and Heinz fights Bell and all the political side of the familias, and they trying to keep this a underground information. It was pretty nice in lore and world building. Now season four was the peak of the Danmachi anime. I think compilation series. Season four was absolutely insane. At first, the thing about the moss monster, I not really care, but that's the match for you. They have a formula that they start with a certainly small threat, and they scale up to the final episode of the season. That's a little bit of a formula that I get from the match, and I think that's quite an interesting take because season four was a very tense in the in the episode against the Moss Monster, but certainly peak with the I think the annihilation beast, the thing that was immune to attacks and magical blasts, something like that. Man, that monster was actually scary. Like actually scary because we see Rio's familia get absolutely slaughtered by them. I think there's a little bit of spoiler, but if you're watching here, you probably watch the whole show, and it was a little bit sad because we see a little of flashbacks in Rio's memory as she's delving into the dungeon with Belle, and they Belle and Rio surviving in the further levels of the dungeon. Man, that was crazy. That was crazy. It made you tense up every episode. You did not feel any type of how do I put it? Like you did not feel safe in any of the episodes of season four. It was always tense up, and that's why it shine a lot above all of the other seasons, because other seasons felt like Belle could beat up the things, but here Belle could not. It was a little bit tactics and luck that saved Belle from all of that. I think misfortune and all of almost him getting killed, and all of that. And that was actually pretty nice for I think season 4. And another thing was the relationship of Belle and Rio changed a lot because Rio was just a reoccurring character. She came and helped Belle. She's strong, but not a lot development in her side. We know the trauma thing was hinted in season 1 and season 3, but not delve as deep in season 4. Season 4 was the peak for Rio's character development, and that was a really nice touch because I think she was one of the characters that people like to ship with Belle, other than I think Hestia, maybe Seer. I will come back to Seer in a moment. Just, but Rio was the face of the show in season 4, the main focus, and that was pretty nice of the touch because she's no longer just a powerful elf. She's an actual character in the series, in the harem of Belle, all the harems that they like to make. But even though she might be just part of the harem, now she is a character, not just I think a writing resource for you to say, oh, Belle defeated the monster because Rio softened up with her magic and she came by and destroyed everything. And I think that was a nice touch for Rio. As for the other characters, not so much. They had some time to glow in the battle against the floor boss in season 4, but the focus was on Belle and Rio relationship. And I thought when they entered the Colosseum, she would die. She would go down, but the match and killing off characters, yeah, it's pretty difficult for this author, I think. And I'm not going to say it's a shame because if she had died, we would not have like a kind of good relationship. But we see her, we would serve, we would just see her as, oh, she died and let's move on because Belle has another girl to have in another season. But they actually made her a special character. Now she's one of my favorites. I think one of before that was a little bit of Lily. She was almost the one that had the most complex character development in all of the series, and now Rio tops her in every single way. Rio is actually a very good character, and that is what I found a little bit sad in season 5 because you're gonna focus on Seer, the maid girl from the restaurant, but I don't know how it's gonna play out because I think they sort of reset the other characters and now they're just simping for Belle and not doing very much. And I thought that was a little bit sad, but I don't write the things and I'm not famous enough to comment on any of that. For that, bye bye. Thanks for